Hello everyone, as I introduced yesterday, I'm Tomasz Gniady. I'm working for SWECO Poland division, and in last 4 years I'm cooperating mostly with Denmark, and it's good to let you know that 4 years ago I didn't even know about existence of FEM design, and mostly thanks to Danish colleagues I have opportunity to work with exciting projects and learn from them how to use FEM design. And this is also why you will see some cross-border projects where I were involved. But the good information is that we decided this year that our structural department in Krakow will be setting the FEM design as the primary software for the future projects. So maybe next year there will be some projects for Poland also to show you. Thanks to Denmark. There is a short agenda. I will begin with some projects. We choose project to show you there's a different type of material which we analyze and different type of structures, just to show that the complexity of structures are not the issue for us to analyze them. Yeah, my part. The first one is some project where I were involved from Oslo, the main hospital, where we made the extension of hospital of the external staircase tower with helipad landing, and my role was to QA of structural calculations in FEM design and also prepare all of the calculations in ID Aesthetica of the steel tower. Some interesting information about the project is that the deadline, we have to meet the deadline because we have the time when the helicopter was booked, so there's quite big cost, so we cannot move the deadline further in the time. Another interesting information is that the most demanding part in the project were the road below, because the road below we need to check all of the columns in accidental situation for crash, and from the crash, of course, there can be fire. So we have the fire engineers who prepare how the fire and temperature we deploy with high, and the first 3 stories were fire painted, and later we don't need fire painting because the steel profiles itself were enough. There is some there were some short presentation how we quickly try to match if the Tekla drawings and sections were correct in relation to the FEM model, because there were a lot of iterations and we would like to be sure that everything fits. Yeah, the tower is the steel, and the substructure is reinforced concrete placed on site, and the staircase are and the slabs are made with filigrane plates. There is some quick presentation how one of the scripts which we use, we run in the background analysis for multiple connections in ID Aesthetica. We print multiple reports for choosing the most critical connection, and in this presentation I'm showing that we are applying multiple template of connection and welds to all of the selected nodes, and then we run analysis in the background to show to check which one is the most critical. And it's not a typical way of working in this project, because usually we should find the biggest force, check one connection, but in this project, we just decided to check maybe this workflow, how it works. Yeah, and you can see that before there were no words and no details in idea, and then all of the templates were assigned. Second project is from Aalborg. I wasn't involved in this project, so I only know what is this is what is on the presentation. This is a clubhouse and a restaurant with some underground part. It is in the next to the harbor, and the clubhouse were made just for the people who would like to surf or swim and want to go to the change room. Yeah. In the project, the top part were steel, the basement part were cast in place and prepared elements. Slabs were hollow core elements. Typical for Danish market to analyze slab and connections between slabs, we use the stringer panel method, where Rene is an expert in SWECO in this. So the stringers are just compressed or tensile elements, and panel which represents the hollow cores are hollow cores where we check the shear on plane if it's not exceeded. And the last one is El Hussel from Copenhagen, where I start my journey with FEM design. I learn FEM design in this project. It's located in Copenhagen. Below is the metro line. Now this metro line is running, so if you would like to visit Copenhagen, I'm recommended M4 metro line station Sussenholmen. If you want to see these buildings online. What's interesting is next to the harbor, it's also some non-typical for me was that the stability, the shear walls were post-tension vertically to add some compression forces to meet requirements of stability. The buildings were divided for 3 parts because we work in the team. Each of members have some part which we're working with. My part were 3. Part 2 were done by Heidi and part 1 by Mark. I was also working with all of the foundation design in this project. And this is how it looks now because it's already built and ready to use. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. My name is Jakub Jaworski, and I am structural engineer in SWECO Poland from Kraków office. And yeah, I have quite the same experience in FEM design. It's like 3 years, but we beginning mostly on project from Denmark, Copenhagen. And I will a little bit explain. Maybe it looks a little bit weird that we are showing mostly projects from Denmark. Yeah, but in fact, in our office is quite new software, and yeah, we would like to develop ourselves and yeah, switch to this software in the future, and hope that next time maybe we will come with some projects from Polish market. I not promise, but I hope that it will be like that. Okay. Yeah. So during my career in SWECO, I had the pleasure and occasion to work with SWECO Copenhagen and then Aarhus by the cooperation, and I had an occasion to work in such good team, Christian and Rene. Yeah, and in fact, I was working on really interesting building with some office and residential parts and some place for a supermarket in the basement. So not basement in the ground floor. Yeah. Oh. Collapse. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and on this project, Thomas and me, we were responsible mostly for taking care of FEM design models, what means we have some models from the beginnings, but we have to make a lot of changes, a lot of updates, remodel, creating new loads, and etc. And we started from 2 separate models, and finally, in the end, we had like four parts. Okay, and yeah, because it was a prefabricated building, we learned some know-how from SWECO Copenhagen, how to design and analyze the building like that. And because it's not quite easy, and you can't directly put loads to the prefab elements because they are released. So parallel, you have to create some models like that. So horizontal load distribution model, where we can use diaphragms to distribute horizontal forces. And yeah, I don't want to go further because it's know-how for SWECO Copenhagen, so I will stay for them this case. Yeah, we had some industrial facility buildings also from Denmark. This project was a little bit confidential, but I have permission to show some details from my models from FEM design. And maybe at first look, it's okay, it's not a huge building, but it was, in fact, it was really interesting because it was a mix of prefab, ground floor, and also cast in situ basement. And yeah, we could use FEM design at first in the same way as on Slusen project. So we could distribute horizontal loads for prefabricated part, but also we could use the concrete model and design reinforcement. Yeah, as you can see, there is a monolithic deck, and yeah, we could do it directly in FEM design in a really easy way. Yeah, and last point, we would like to point out that in August we had some training course from FEM design by Strusov team from Poland. Yeah, and during 4 days we have really large scope because yeah, you can see there are 12 engineers from SWECO Poland, but in fact maybe 3 or right now 5 they had some experience before in FEM design, so we had to make these courses from the beginning for the beginners. Yeah, and I don't want to go through the whole scope, but for me it was really interesting to go through whole design modules. And finally we get some certificates from Strusov. Yeah, and after that we decided to have some plans for future after courses. And yeah, in fact we would like to switch the FEM design to be a primary structure software for concrete, precast timber, and steel structure. And even older designer had really good feedback after the courses, and they said, we would like to change something. FEM is really good. Then we would like to create some standards in FEM design to make designing faster, to make some calculation notes, templates. Actually, we've already started with that. That is something that we already created. Is just the first step, let's say like that. And yeah, if it's possible, we would like to start new engineering projects from the beginning, from the scratch, by using FEM design model. Of course, if it's possible and if it's client, we would like to yeah, to cooperate. And last point, we would like to training and onboarding new team members, colleagues, to use effective of FEM design. Yeah, and learn then our workflow that we already learned, also from SWECO Copenhagen. Yeah, and it was only a small step, but we would like to develop and increase our skills in FEM design. And yeah, here I would like to thank Jan Wrubel and Marek Krawczyk for their really excellent and professional approach during the courses. So thank you.